Hi, this is Daphne with Glitter It Up with Daphne, and today I'm going to be turning these into what will be gingerbread cookies. And I'm purchased the gingerbread man, a gingerbread house, and the Christmas tree. So in order to be able to turn these into the cookies, I have to remove these things. So I'm going to use a heat gun to do it because it comes out easy. And then I'm going to cover these with model light so that it comes out like this. And then I'll be painting it. I tried to do, I had mixed some clay that was actual gingerbread color, and I wasn't really happy with how it came out. So I was going to make like a sandwich cookie with it. So I'm going to redo these, and I'm going to do them white and then paint them. So I was real happy with how this came out. So by the time I paint this and decorate it up, I think it'll look good. So I'm going to get my heat gun out and start removing these things. I'm going to start by cutting the tags off of them because I don't need those. So you just want to be able to get under the edge of that, and then it'll lift right up once you heat it up. Now I'm going to keep these things, especially the windows, because I may use those after I put the clay on it. So I'm not really worried about the little pieces left on there because I'm going to cover it with the clay so you won't see that at all. See how that's still a little bit there? I don't have to worry about it. So on the roof part, I have to take it a little at a time because it's too much to get it all heated up. That was really the part. I love that. I already get one easy. There we go. So that is ready to put the clay on it. I'm gonna do this gingerbread man. So the first gingerbread man that I did that just trying to get up and under it and peel it without heating it, and that was hard to do. You might have trouble getting under this. Oh, there we go. Got it. Yes, if you can get under the edge. I wish I had a metal one of these, but I don't. That would make it a lot easier. It's like just trying to get under the edge of it is the hardest part. Once you get under it, then you can lift it. I can't get this one. I'm going to take the Model Light. So I bought this Model Light at Walmart, and I wasn't very happy with it when I was mixing the gingerbread color because it was very sticky. But I started thinking, so you see how sticky it is? That it would stick to the boards, and I can just mold it on there, and that's exactly what I did. And it worked like a dream. Like, I was so happy with how it worked. So sometimes sticky isn't such a bad thing. And it was a lot easier than trying to roll the clay out and then put it over it and get the right shape. So this worked out nice for me. And it stuck onto the board. And the other thing I'm hoping is that so far it looks like it's going to dry really nice. And I don't know if you've ever done a larger clay, model clay stuff like the Model Magic or the Model Light or any of that, but it tends to curl up. It doesn't stay flat. So I'm hoping that this will do a lot better, and plus then I can hang it, I can put it on things. So I have various things planned for these, but I want them to look like gingerbread cookies, like. So I know this is kind of looking lumpy, but it'll work out because I'm going to use water to kind of smooth it out. I just was thinking the way I couldn't even really get it off the plastic container is going to do what I want it to do. And it worked out good. I don't think I've seen anybody, I've seen people do a lot of different things with these wood cutouts from Dollar Tree, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody do something like this. I'm not saying positively that there isn't somebody out there that's done this, but not that I've seen. I've watched a lot of craft shows or videos, and I've never seen anything like this. I'm going to try to round it up. So you know how like a cookie, when you bake it, it kind of puffs up in the middle, like a real cookie. That's kind of the look I'm trying to go for. Okay, so then I'm gonna take, oh, my little gingerbread person fell over. I'm gonna take some water and I just pour it in like a little paper plate, and then I just start smoothing it. Just kind of circular on all the middle part at least. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because cookies usually aren't perfect. And then I just kind of run around the edges. you can see that or not, but so right on the edges, I'm running it at an angle. So it looks kind of puffy on the edge. And then trying to smooth out any of the worst divots and I mean, I don't think you're gonna get them all. I think but just so it's good enough to where you can look at it and see what it is. So that is how I did that. And I think by the time it's painted and then decorated, I think it'll look like a cookie. Okay, so then that has to dry. Alright. I'm gonna do house real quick. Okay. So I will glue this down, maybe taller. That's sticking pretty good. Maybe I don't need to do anything else. So I wanted to make this like a lot taller. Man, this stuff is so hard to get out of the container. I hate to think how much I waste not being able to get it out. I don't think I've ever had clay that was quite as sticky as this clay. I've used Model Magic before and I don't recall it being like that. But maybe it was and I've just forgotten. to the edge of that, and I'll cut that off afterwards. I don't think it'll show once it's painted and everything anyway. So once again, I'm on the edge, so I'm just trying to make it look like it's rounded up a bit. Alright, so once I've got that on there, I'm just going to try to level it out a bit with my hands, and then I'll do the water thing. So I'm just doing that kind of like beveled edge as much as I can. I think the first time I figured out to do this with the water was when I did the Easter bunny for my cakes, and I did that on it, and I tried to make a big Easter bunny cutout, and it I couldn't get it to work. It was not smooth. It looked really bad, and then I figured out, well, if you use a little bit of the clay, you can mix it in the water and it gives you something to smooth with. But if you do this, like when you first do this, you can you can smooth it out, and then you can always go, if you have any big holes, you can always go back and fill in. So that is the gingerbread house, and I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna do the rest of them. Okay, so I am ready to finish my gingerbread cookies that are gonna go on my wall over my couch. So I had put the clay on these and painted them the nutmeg. It's apple barrel. So I want this to look like it's got icing between the layers. So I have one that I've got ready to decorate. So I'm going to put the stuff in the middle of it. So this is what I'm using. It's one-time lightweight spackling, and I took a little bit of white paint, and it doesn't really matter what color white paint. So like you can use apple barrel white, and you just put a little bit in it and mix it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working. So this is just a piping bag. It's a Wilton piping bag. This is like a 12-inch, but you know, you can use whatever. So I'm gonna, the first one that I did, I put it on this one, and then I decided that I think it works better to do it on the top cookie. So I'm just gonna go around the edge of it and make it look like icing. So I don't want to waste the spackling because it's kind of expensive and I don't need it. So I need to get a little bit more. Hopefully I have enough in this. I think I do. So the way you refill your bag is you turn it back like this. And if the stuff starts getting up too close to the end and you're afraid it's going to come out, you can just take your spatula and you can just scrape it off like this. So like if you were cake decorating, this is what you would really do as a cake decorator. We used to do this all the time. Scrape the top of our bag so it wouldn't come out the back side and get on your hand. Bubble out. Okay. I'm just gonna finish going around these. Okay. So then you want to definitely keep your bag so it doesn't dry out. You want to seal it up in a Ziploc bag and try to get as much air out as you can. Alright, so then I'm just going to turn. Now I already put the string through this one because I'm going to be hanging these. So all I want to do is just try to set it down. Where I catch it. And it looks like it's iced. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some glitter on that. Just go around that one. Even glitter. Probably don't run it on the cookie. I get glitter everywhere all over our house. Okay, so then that's ready to, it'll have to set up and dry before I can decorate it. So I'm just going to set that out of the way. And I have this one that I already did the icing in it, so I can decorate it real quick. So I'm gonna kind of draw out. My hands are not very steady anymore, so unless I have something to go by, I would not get it even. And then I want to do these, because I'm going to do little short ones on those too. One thing I do know is that everything that I've done in the way of this stuff has been about as imperfect as you can get. But they still come out looking really cute. Okay. So this is the Tulip Puffy Paint. Now I did some with clay and it was a little bit easier to get the line straight, honestly, because I just put it through the clay extruder. The nice thing about that is it doesn't pop. I don't think I can get enough out of that one. See if this one's better. Well, it's really hard to do when you can't set your hand down. Leastways it is for me. Okay. I'm just kind of trying to fill it up. And it's going to be far from perfect. I've yet to make anything that you could even come close to being perfect. So one of my dogs, Snickers, is under the table, and I think he's dreaming that he's running. I'm just going to fill it up with some little dots so it looks real busy. Okay, so I have these little pearls that they're just like for necklaces, and I'm just gonna decorate with those and drop them in that, and then they'll set up. A little more of this. And there we go. Then I'm gonna just put a little bit of glitter on it. Get a little more glitter. So So this is just the iridescent glitter. I bought it at Walmart. I don't think it was very expensive. Get it in that before it sets up and dries. And then I'm just gonna, oh, I lost one. Might be a little more. Okay. So there you have it. This will be ready to hang once it dries. So now I'm gonna do one of the houses that I had, and I made these doors out of cardboard. I just cut them out. I had at one of the newer houses, so these are two glued together, and then just clay over the top, and then painted with the nutmeg brown, because I think it looks, I like the color that it comes out. So anyway, this is just red paint, and then I glittered right on it, and then I Mod Podged over so the glitter wouldn't be flaking off everywhere. So these are the windows that I recovered from the houses, and I have two big ones. They're like a little bit taller, you can see. And then two short ones. About like that. I'm gonna be putting stuff down the side, so I guess I want to make sure I give myself enough space to do that. And then I have enough to do. Do I want to do that? No, I think I'm just gonna do, I made wreaths, so I think I'll just put the wreath there instead, right at the top. So then I'm just gonna glue these down real quick. And I'm gonna use some clear gel tacky glue. And I'm also going to use the glue gun. This stuff is really hard to get to work. Especially I have like arthritis in my hands. Can't help it a bit. Okay, we got it going. So I'm gonna do the center of the frame with this. And then I'll do the glue gun around the outside edge. That way it'll have like a long-term hold and a short-term. So I'm just laying those upside down right now till I get both the glues on them. I lost the little lid that goes on it. Right. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. This is the hardest part, is getting the glue to come down. So I have these to go up the side. Like this. But I think I'm gonna do the marker first. So I bought this paint markers at Walmart, and it's apple barrel, and I really liked them. I bought some at Hobby Lobby, and they were really hard to work with, and I don't have the hand strength that I used to, so this one's so much easier for me. And I'm just doing like a dot, and then a dash. And let's see where I want to put these. I didn't do it right. Well, what else is new? So these little donuts are things that I made with the polymer clay and then baked it in the oven. And I just think they came out so adorable. I really love how they look. So I think I'm just going to glue these on. And these little lifesavers things, they're just, I had this little silicone mold that I got at Hobby Lobby, and it's just, I did the glue gun in it, maybe like about halfway up each one of the little things, and then I pulled them out, and then I used markers, Sharpie markers, to color them. I was really happy with how they came out. So I also have the peppermints that I bought at Hobby Lobby. They came inside of ornaments. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to glue these down and then I'll go over them with the puppy paint so they look like the icing. And I think I want like a little tree on each side of this. Like an evergreen, looks kind of like an evergreen tree. So I'm just going to do that with the clay and then I'll let it dry on the cookie. So I'm just kind of shaping it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want a little. Kind of close to being the same size. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna cover up the bottoms of the windows, make them look like snow on them, and then maybe the top a little bit too, and the top of the door. And I'm gonna put a little bit of sprinkles in them. I'm gonna do it while it's still wet. There we go. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on this. Okay. And then do the same thing with all those sprinkles. Okay, so I had made these wreaths. I think I'm gonna put one like right in the center of there. the house. And I know I say that funny. My accent. Hopefully I have enough to finish this. If not, I'll have to open a new bottle. I think I got it. Alright, so I have some gumdrops that I bought at Hobby Lobby last year. After the holidays, I got them, I don't remember. I don't think they were very expensive. It might have been the 90% off. I just can't recall. So I'm just going to put these along the top. And then I'm just going to repeat the pattern all the way across. Squeeze in one more. I think I can. Okay, then I'm going to add some sparkles to that. So you always want to put your bigger items on before you add your sprinkles, because they can make them to where they won't stick in. So if you were doing gumdrops, then you would do those first, and then the next thing would, say like if you did sprinkles, you could do sprinkles, and then the confetti would be the last thing you do. I think I'm going to put these and lay it and see how it looks. I think I want to do that like a heart, maybe? Maybe on the door. I think so, on the door. This is the hard part, trying to get them on without burning yourself. That is the trick. I think I'm just gonna fill it up with some little dots. Here. Probably got a little bit more snow. Like across the bottom. Oh, that's cool. So I'm gonna put little sprinkles in that. And I'm also gonna do a little bit of glitter on it too. Right. So there we have it. Right, so that just has to dry and then that'll be ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna be decorating the gingerbread next. So I need to do, it's gonna be complementary to this one. So I'm gonna have this one have a little banner saying Merry, and then this one says Christmas. And they're gonna go on opposite sides of each other. So I'm gonna start by, I'm gonna use acrylic paint pens, Apple Barrel, and I got these at Walmart, and I really like them. So anyway, I'm gonna go around the outside edge with this, and I just do like little dots and then lines, dots, lines. I'm gonna do that all the way around. Okay. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put like what would be the icing. And I like to do it with the clay because I think it looks better being raised. I mean, you could do it with the paint marker and that would be fine. But I like this better. So I'm just gonna roll these out. And you know, it can be as thick or thin as you want it. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you like. Okay. Hello, Oreo. So I have 2 dogs. Oreo and Snickers. Can you tell I like sweets? I'm just going to add this back on to this. Okay. Do you need to go outside, Oreo? Give me 1 minute, baby. I hear you. Okay. I got that too long. Okay. Okay, so I've got the blue part where their eyes made. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right. Alright, so he needs a little mouth. That looks about right. Alright. got these, it was an ornament at, oh, I cannot think of the name of the restaurant. Cracker Barrel. Anyway, I got these at Cracker Barrel. My husband got these for me. And I'm going to use these for his cheeks and the buttons on his body. Oh, that's a big one, huh? I think this will work. They're not all the most consistent. So then his little cheeks, little peppermint cheeks. I think that looks good. So he needs a little red nose, I think. A little more. There we go. A little nose. And he also needs a big bow tie for around his neck. So we're going to give him that real quick. So I have this that I got in the cake decorating at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to use the biggest bow that they have in the center. I'm just trying to push it in to the mold really good so it gets all the little shapes. Because it's Model Magic foam clay, it'll connect to each other. I think I got it in there pretty good. So I'm just gonna roll it out a little at a time. Try not to mess it up too much. There we go. So he has a nice little bow. So now I'm just gonna use tacky glue and glue all this stuff on. So I'm just going to try to go with the shape of what I have. I always mess up though. As long as I get some of the glue in there, I should be alright. should be alright. So I just got this tacky glue at Walmart. He's starting to look pretty good. Okay, so now I need a long string, and this is just the regular green. And I'm gonna make him the string for the banner. So when I'm rolling it, I'm just kind of spreading my fingers apart to try to stretch it out. It's kind of cold here today, and it's not wanting to. I think it kind of does better when it's a little warmer, as far as like when you're making things like fake cookies and stuff, because it rolls easier. It's like the icing feels more compact, tighter or something, and it doesn't want to stretch. That's what I want to say. It just doesn't want to stretch. We're getting there. What, Oreo? What is wrong, buddy? You've been fed, you've been watered, and you've been let out. I think he's wanting a treat. Not that our dogs are spoiled or anything, you know. I think that looks like it's about enough. I'm just going to cut that off right about there. No. I'm going to make the little triangles for the Merry Christmas. So I'm going to put peppermints so that I can put the same number of triangles. So I think what I'm going to do is I think it works out to where I would need one red and one green on each side. looks a little better. There we go. Of course, I don't know where my rolling pin is, so I guess my paint pen will work. My paint pen will work. For a long time, I didn't have a paint pen anyway. I mean, not a paint pen, but a rolling pin. And I just used to use a wooden dowel, like a thicker. I don't even know what it was from, but it was about this long, and it was wood, and it was that round. And I would just use that. That looks about right, I think. So I'm gonna just cut these. Are you gonna beat everything to death with your tail, buddy? I'll leave that for the time being. Set these out of the way and get my red done. See if I can't soften it up a bit better. I'd say that my hands are cold though. Texans, we're just not used to cold weather. I'm so spoiled. So it's like, I remember when I was a little girl and we first moved here, I remember like everybody else would be wearing coats here and I'd like barely have a sweater or a jacket on. And I was like, it's not cold. But now, I think it is. I think you get used to whatever temperature and you get spoiled to it. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. So I'm gonna just write Mary on these. The acrylic paints from the apple barrel from Walmart. I really like those. I think they worked so much better. Okay. So there I have my Mary. And then I'm just going to attach these to this. Get these out of the way so they don't dry out. Because air is not your friend with Model Magic. I'm just gonna fill a little glue on these. I did that one without thinking that the green was still wet and that it would stick, and then it didn't. I was like, oh, that didn't do good. So then I had to glue it. I'm just gonna lay down. I need to throw not as much. I don't know down. I think we'll go anywhere. Anyway, I just want to get a little bit on them so that they'll stick. So it'll be glued to the string and to the gingerbread man. This one will have to be just glued at the top because there's nothing gonna be there. Can I do it? Mash it in a little bit. There we go. One can go right there and be mashed in a little on that little icing part of his hand. So this is the last little thingy. Mesh into that stuff. And then here we have it. So my little gingerbread man. Put that in there so my glue doesn't dry up. And so here you can see. Merry Christmas. All right. Well, thank you. And on to the next. Okay, so now I'm going to decorate one of the trees. I'm thinking about doing it in layers, so like peppermint, green stripes, sprinkles. So I'm thinking along the lines of that. So I'm going to get an edge on it. I may cover up some of the edge, but I'm going to get it on it anyway. And if it covers it up, it covers it up. But that way, anything that's showing, I think it'll look better. Okay. Then I'm just gonna think about halfway. It might not be exact. Same thing here. Alright. So then I'm just gonna do like a pattern with that. So for the green part, this green is Model Magic, and it's the green, just the regular green with blue mixed into it, so it made it like a darker green. And I'm gonna run it through the clay extruder with like a small, I don't know if you really can see it, but it's just like a little tiny hole, because I don't want it to be very big. And I'm gonna use the tacky glue and make lines. I think I'm going to, if I can get it to work. It's always fighting me. So I'm just doing little diagonal lines with the glue, and then I'm gonna put the clay down in it. And while I have the bottle working and turned the right way, I'm gonna go ahead. So this one's gonna be sprinkles, then peppermint, and then this again. Okay, I think I got that. I'm gonna leave it upside down just in case. Alright, so I'm just backing it off so the clay will go in it. There it comes. So you can kind of see. Well, I might have wasted some of that. But that's okay. Because I can just do it again. So all I'm doing is laying it in the glue and then cutting it off. I apologize, I know my hand might be in the way, but it's like hard to do this without getting your hands over the top of it. I'm going to back this up and fill it up again and do a little bit more, and I'm going to go on and do the green on the next. It's like curling. There must be something in it, but hopefully I can get enough to finish it. Let's see it. Yeah, might as well. This didn't work. Alrighty. That gets the green done. Try to clean it up a little bit because I don't want that to dry in there. So you can see that this is like the regular green, and I made more of like a lime green by mixing yellow, and then this has the blue in it. Alrighty, then for this part, I'm going to do the sprinkles and glitter, this and this. I'm just going to kind of smooth it over a bit. think I'm gonna do the same thing like right here, a little more like snow. Maybe go all the way. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one, kind of blend it. And then I'm gonna add sprinkles. And then I'm gonna add glitter. And that is done. Here we go. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me. I hope you'll sub to me and give me a like. I would really appreciate it, and that'll help my channel. So you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you later.